Hello, Shane here from Ascending Harvest. I'm here to talk to you today about your microgreen tray. When you receive your tray, it's actually going to be two trays. So you're going to have one tray that's a perforated tray. I don't know if you can see, but there's holes in this tray. And then you have another tray that is your soil and seeds. And if you look in this tray, you might see a few seeds. Like I can see a couple of seeds right there. Don't worry about that. The seeds don't have to be buried. And your tray will come like this with the perforated tray sitting in the top. Keep your tray in a level, secure place because this is loose soil and seeds. If this gets jostled around or spilled, then the seeds are not going to be distributed in the top of the soil like they are when they're delivered. So when this is delivered, this helps keep everything in place, but more importantly, it's what's used for the first stage of your growing. Now, when you're ready to start growing your microgreens, you're going to need a quart of pH adjusted water. The pH needs to be around 5.5, which is slightly on the acid side. I have a pH testing solution, and I will test your water for you that you're going to use in your greens so that you know exactly how much lemon juice to put in your water. But it's just slightly acidic, and it is important to have the right amount of acidity in there for the health of your microgreens. And do not use alkaline water. Alkaline water is going to inhibit the growth. You need this slightly acid water. So, you're ready to grow your microgreens. You take 1 quart of your 5.5 pH water. Here, look, you can see a little bit of a lemon pulp floating around in there. That's great. And you're just going to pour this into your tray. And it's going to flow through these perforations and help to evenly distribute that water into your tray. There we go. Now that's going to drain into there. Leave that for a few hours or for a day, not longer than a day. And I'm going to turn off the recording and come back after that's had a chance to drain through. Okay, my water's had a chance to settle down through the perforations. There's a little bit left here. I'm just going to use that to spot water a couple of these spots that didn't get enough water. And you'll want to go through. You see there's some spots that didn't get enough water in here. And so you're going to want to go through and spot water those, being careful not to disturb the soil and the seeds. So you're going to want to pour your water into those areas really carefully. So let me do that and I'll be right back. So I've got a small plastic bottle with some pH adjusted water. I'm just going to put my finger in the end of the bottle, and that'll help me to just drip that water out slowly. And I'm just going to spot water these areas and trying not to disturb the soil as much as possible. Water them a little bit at a time, because if you disturb that soil, you're floating those seeds together, and we've tried to be careful and get those seeds evenly distributed. So the more you disturb it, the more uneven your microgreens are going to grow. So it's not a big deal, but you know, it's always better to be careful and not need it than not be careful and need it. Anyway, that's looking pretty good. And this is going to even out. There's a lot of biomass in this soil, so that's going to even out. Now my perforated tray, we're still going to use that. It's got a lot of dirt and maybe some seeds and stuff stuck to the bottom. So I'm going to brush this off into the bottom tray, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've taken my perforated tray, and as you recall, when you got your system, it was in your system right side up, so like a normal tray, so that you could pour the water in and let it trickle down into your microgreens. Now what we've done is we're flipping it over. I've cleaned the dirt and any seeds that were on there off into my bottom tray. So now this is a lid, and the purpose of this lid is to keep the light out for 3 or 4 days. That will force the microgreens to push their roots down into the soil. And after 3 or 4 days, you're going to take this off. You're going to know when to take it off because those microgreens are going to be about 1/2 inch to 1 inch tall. They're going to be very yellow because they haven't had any light for photosynthesis, but their roots are going to already be established. And at that point, you'll put them into moderate light. Don't put your greens in strong sunlight because some of the greens in the salad mix don't want strong light. They want moderate light. So use a grow light, put them in a window, but not a south-facing window. And until then, a perfect place to keep your microgreens is on top of the fridge. That's usually one of the warmer places in your home. And microgreens like about 75 degrees. A little colder is okay, a little warmer is okay. Anywhere in your house is going to be fine, but just know that the warmer it is, the faster they're going to respond. And again, 3 or 4 days with this perforated tray on there upside down to keep the light out, and you're going to have an awesome start to your greens. You may have to put a little bit of water in there when you take this cover off, and just keep them monitored for water. If you see that they're looking wilted or if they're looking a little bit dry, you'll go ahead and water them. But don't use a sprayer. Don't get a lot of water on the leaves of the greens themselves. Try to get the water down in between the greens when you're watering it, and water evenly around the tray. I like to take a little bottle and put my finger over the opening, or have a little hole drilled in the bottle so I can drip water in. And I even use a little piece of plastic to hold the microgreens off to the side, you know, like parting the microgreens to channel the water in between the greens. And I'm going to do some other videos. This is just the basic instructional video to get you started, and I'll have some more videos coming out, and look forward to sharing with you how to care for your greens, how to harvest your greens, and maybe I'll even post some recipes now and then on some things that I add my greens to. Honestly, I prefer to just snack on them raw. They're so delicious, they're so healthy, and it's so easy to do. So hey, let me know how it's going. You have any questions, give me a call or message me. I really appreciate you being one of our customers and getting your microgreens from us. We're pleased during this time of extra challenges to offer this value that will get you some fresh produce that no other hands than yours have touched. And hopefully you really enjoy that, and not only continue to nourish yourself with those microgreens, but tell your friends. Tell your friends what we're doing, and we'll help support them too, as long as they live in the Salt Lake Valley for now. And that's all I got for now. Thank you so much.